everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to carry on with crafting with our gift bags. And we're going to use a gift bag. We're going to use a smaller gift bag. This is another process video, so you will need a few measurements, but they will be different to mine probably because of the size of bag, or depending on the size of bag that you use, but we'll get into that in a minute. So once your box is finished, I'm not saying it'll be the same size as this unless you've used a really big box or bag like I have. But this one, the bag had foiling on it and it had coordinating wrapping paper which didn't have foiling. Now I didn't notice the foiling until I got it home, so I didn't realise there was a difference, but that's fine. I've added a flower just to show where the closure is, and I've closed it with Velcro. Now I'm going to stand it up and try and carefully open it up so that I don't knock my camera. So I'm going to tilt it because it's quite a big box, so I'm just going to open it up and give you a look inside. So that's more or less the size and the space you get inside. And these depths will be quite different depending on what size box you use, or what size bag you make, I should say. So I am going to put that down on the floor beside me. And this time I'm going to use a smaller bag. So obviously the sizes will be different. Now, I'll give you a bit of a tip here. The only measuring, well, you will need to do a bit of measuring, but again, it'll be different depending on the size of bag. What we're going to start doing, we're going to stand it up and we're going to cut down all four sides. Not all the way down, but what you need to do is hold it flat like that, or lay it flat. Decide how deep you want your box to be. So I've decided I want mine from there to about there. Without measuring it, I've just sort of eyeballed it and thought that will be a good size for a box. So from there to there, I've put some little pencil marks, and we're going to, if I can find some scissors, there we go. We're going to cut down all four corners to begin with. So if what's that? I've got a bit of muck on my scissors. Dearie me. So I've already done my marks. So I have measured them. That's the only, well, one of the only measurements I've done. I've measured all the way around just so that I cut them to the same measurements because we don't want a wonky box. So I'm going to turn it round and cut. I'm cutting along the fold line of our bag, just down to my mark. You won't see them by the time we're done. So I'm going to flip that over. Again, I'm just looking for my marks. Not quite sure if you can see the marks from there, but I can see them, so you'll see them too when you do yours. And we've just got one more to do, and we're just going to cut that down just like that, down to our mark, like that. Now what I suggest you do next is, so you've now got bits that fold out, but I don't want you to fold them out, we're going to fold them in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a bit of tape runner. Now this is going to be a bit difficult to show you because everything's going to get in the way. But take a piece of tape runner and just run it along the inside like that. This is just so that it doesn't flap up. Fold it down. If I pull that back, fold it down to where the cut lines were, give it a good crease and just squash it into place like that. So we're going to very quickly do that with all four of our, well, what now look like flaps, but they're not really. So we're going to do that again, and we're going to push that. So we've put our tape on this bit, and we're going to push that in like that, just to get it nice and secure. And we're going to do that on the end pieces. So we're going to do this. Just run your tape like that, your tape runner, which will add strength. We're going to add a bit more strength because we're making a box. We're going to be adding a bit more strength to this in just a minute. And then the very last one, add like that. So I've just realised something actually. We shouldn't, one of these we needed to keep up, but don't worry about that. So now, once you've done that, it's very easy to see the size of your box. Now there's something I've made, that's this week's deliberate mistake, but I can always amend that when I come to do the dig, but we'll work that out in a minute, don't worry. So now what we need to do, this is going to be a box, even with that filled in like that or folded in, that's not really going to be strong enough for a box. This box has got a reinforced base, so we don't need to reinforce the base on this one. A lot of the bags actually have these days, but they haven't all. The better quality ones have. So I'm going to lay that down like that. And I've already cut my mount board. I'm going to use mount board. You can use chipboard if you wish. You can use cereal packets. You can use whatever you've got. So actually, do you know what? That bit is not sitting straight. So if you do find you've got a bit that's not quite sitting straight, just take a pair of scissors like that and cut a little wedge. Try not to cut into the base of your box or the sides of your box. So just cut a little wedge and that should sit a lot better. And indeed it is. Wonderful. But if it lifts, don't worry too much because we're going to bung some board on it in a minute. So I'm using white mount board because I want the white on the inside. And because I want it to be strong, I'm going to use construction weight glue. Now this is Pritt Craft glue, but you can use your Carlisle glue or any other construction weight glue that you've got. You can use your glitter glue. Any clear gloopy gel glue will probably be enough. And I'm just going, what I did with this, I laid it down like that, drew around it, and then cut it just fractionally smaller. If you really want to be fussy about it, you can measure it, but I didn't. So I'm just going to lay that in like that. And if you use this gloopy gel glue, not only does it make it strong, but you've got a bit of time to get the thing into place. So we're going to flip that over. I've got another one here, and all I'm doing is, I was just looking up into my screen to make sure you can see me, or see what I'm doing anyway. I'm just doing some zigzag glue. Keep it fairly generous and make sure we get it into those corners, because we don't want this lifting because it's a box. And it's going to be quite a strong box. It'll hold quite a lot by the time we're done. So just slip that down like that. And then we're going to just do one more, well, two more actually, at the ends. So obviously, when you do the ends, you'll probably need to cut off just a tiny weeny bit. In fact, we are going to need to cut off because of the mount board. It's just a tiny bit. So all you do, just cut off. I didn't even measure it. I'm just cutting a tiny weeny sliver. Just that amount, like that. And then all we do is we find our glue again. Which one did I cut? That one? I think so. So let's pop that back where you can see it. So we'll just put a fairly good spreading of glue, very good dollop of glue, like that. Turn it over. Pop it in. It doesn't matter if it's nice and snug because that'll make the box even stronger. So, and of course with our construction glue, it takes a little bit of time to dry. So you've got time. Now I'm just going to do another little bit of a test fit there. And again, we do need to cut that off just a little bit. So when you've done your back and your front, just do a test fit on your side panels, or the end, whatever you want to call them, just to make sure that they fit. And that's fine. That's much better. Wonderful. So we're just going to slide that into place like that. And we're going to put the glue on like that, pop that down for a minute, and we're going to slide that into place like that. And now we have a strong box, or a sturdy box I should say, that is not going to collapse. Now on the back, one of the back, it's difficult to tell. Once you've got your bits and pieces all in, you might not be able to see which is the back, but here you can see the fold. I'm not sure if you can see it from there, but I can see the fold, which is where you'd normally fold it flat. So we're going to use that for the back of our box. Now, I have made a bit of a mistake here because I meant to keep one of the flaps up. Do you know what? I wonder if I can actually do a bit of cheating here, because that's not going to be dry yet. I wonder if I can pull that up. I may be able to, I may not. If I can't, then we won't worry too much. But you know what? I think we can get away with that. Good. So one of the flaps, one of the large sides, you do actually need to keep out like that. So what we're going to do, sorry about that. So that's just a demonstration on how not to do it. So keep one of them up because you do need something to secure the lid to. Now if you're going to do it that way, make sure you add a lip to the lid so that you've got something to fasten it to. So I think we'll get away with that. Yeah, I think we'll get away with that. We'll soon find out. So what we'll do, we'll leave that like that for now. So I'll show you what I've done for the lid. What you need a piece that measures the same width and length as this bit. So this bit's got to fit over there like that. And again, I've used the coordinating wrapping paper and I've put it onto some white card, and I've put a piece of mount board on the front just to hold it, to give it a little bit of weight when we put it down, when we close the flap. And I have got some double-sided tape, which I've already popped on. I haven't taken the backing tape off yet. And now, because I've had to pull that up, I've got glue all over my fingers, but never mind. We don't worry about things like that. So what we do, we've probably got too much glue now actually, or too much tape. So if you think you've got too much tape and you don't want it to stick, you can use some talcum powder if you want, but just run your finger over it to make it unsticky, or any type of powder. But we're not going to worry too much about that now. And what we're going to do, we are going to stick that, hopefully that'll stick, to there. And we're going to stick that like that, bring it up, and just push that into place like that. Make sure it's sitting on the top, and indeed it is. Make sure that is sitting on the top like that. If you want to, you could, oh, that's just the piece that secures it. You could actually, as we've got that extra paper there, or that extra tape, you could actually take that bit out there and secure that there. That'll make it a bit more secure. So just unfold that bit there. So there are ways you can get around these things. So just like that, as I say. And that will fold over really nicely and go down. Obviously you need a closure. So what I've chosen to use for my closure, if I hold that up like that, I'm going to use some, let's just put the glue top on first, in case I lean on it and it goes everywhere. I'll put it over there for a minute. I'm going to use a strip of, or a scrap of Velcro. And what you need to do, you need to make sure that the fluffy bit is facing or on the edge, or the inside edge of the lid. So take that bit off first, find the fluffy edge, which is that bit, and stick that roughly in the centre of your closure. This is double-sided, or self-adhesive I should say. So just peel it off. We got out, we got away with that quite nicely, didn't we? Pull that up, close it down, and give it a push like that. And then obviously you need to find, it's sometimes easier to know where the closure is if you've got a bit of a decoration there. So we've got pink, we've got blue, and we've got yellow flowers. Now I haven't got any blue flowers on my card, but I have got some yellow and I have got some pink. So I could choose any one of those flowers and it would go beautifully. I'm going to pick that one. And these are 3D stickers. So all I have to do is pop that on there, hold it down, just get rid of all this debris, including the scissors. So let's just get all the rubbish out of the way and you'll be able to see the thing better. So there you go guys, there is our box. We got there eventually. So what you do, once you've pushed it down, open the lid and make sure you give your Velcro a bit of a push on both sides. You could put some glue on there if you wanted to, but I don't think I'll bother doing that today. And then all you need to do is close it up, stand it up, push that down. That will, as the tape and the glue dry, or the glue dries, that will go down flat. And then all you've got to do is open it up, and there is your gorgeous gift box. If you wanted to, you could put, in fact I might do a bit later, you could put another piece of card over there just to hide all that up, which I might do a bit later. But just fold it down, fold the flap down, and you have got a beautiful gift box. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it helpful. And I will see you very soon with a new video, and we're going to continue for a bit crafting with our gift bags. So next time we're not going to make a bag, we're not going to make another bag, we're not going to make another box, but we are going to find another way of using our gift bags for a different type of craft. So do stay subscribed to this channel and you'll find out what I'm up to next. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Take care everybody, have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.